obviously you're running against a candidate with tons of money. How do you offset or overcome the difference in funding?
I don't see it that way. I see myself as running for something. I see myself as running to participate in a process that is broken, that needs changing. I see myself stepping up to lead in a place where the turnover in leadership right now is critical. It's imperative that the candidates show up, speak to people, and that voters know they have a choice.
Mm-hmm. Now, in the Republican Party, traditionally, we don't have a lot of minorities that show up to vote in primaries. Are you trying to attract minority voters, or are you just going after the already voting primary voters?
I want every conservative person to be voting in the Republican primary. The goal should always be to broaden our tent in this party. There are so many people, all kinds of minorities, young people, Hispanics, blacks, women, single mothers, who share our values but have not been voting with us. And absolutely, I want to change that.
Do we have to do anything different as a party to reach those voters?
Yes, I think we do. I think we need to make inclusion about being an experience, not just an agenda. I've been going into those communities, talking to them, getting to know them, telling them the truth about what it means to be a conservative, instead of having them just rely on everything they hear in the media. When they meet me, they know that they don't have to trust that they can really see the genuineness that conservative values stand for, which is hope, faith, and charity, and limited government, not just so that we can say we don't owe you anything, but so that we can move out of your way and you have true freedom and real access to opportunity.
And we're talking about limited government, yet somehow it seems like in order to be successful in Texas, in politics, you have to talk about helping the economy. Some people say that leads to crony capitalism. How do you see, if you were elected as governor, how do you see yourself with regard to investing in technology companies and things like that?
I think I offer a vision for Texas' economy, not just from the top down, but the bottom up as well. And I'm glad you mentioned the special interest, because I think people should ask themselves, why is it that we have a majority of conservatives, Republicans in the House and the Senate and in leadership, but the budget still keeps increasing, at a higher rate than population? But we can't fix transportation. We can't fix the education system. There's something wrong with that, and that to me speaks to passive leadership. It speaks to someone else being served over the will of the people. And I think having someone come in who's not tied to special interests. No, I don't have the $25 million war chest, but you know what that also means to the voters? My hands are not tied. I will be answering only to them, and I will shine the light on where we have failed growing this economy and where we failed in having spending increase, but not solving real problems.
Two more questions, and I'll let you go.
Sure.
How do we increase revenue without increasing taxes? What's your thought on that?
My thought is that there are very good ways to increase the economy without always talking about taxes. And one of those ways is to start looking at ways we can empower more people to be invested in the economy, help grow small businesses, help talk about microfinance programs that target the 18.8% of Texans in poverty. Also, true immigration reform is a solution to this, because what we have in Texas right now is a de facto amnesty program that lets millions of dollars float through an underground economy. Let's get serious about worker documentation without a path to citizenship so that we can collect the revenues from all of this money.
Well, and you say without a path to citizenship, that's kind of, when I look at that, I think, or when I hear that, I think, okay, so everyone's tough on securing the border.
Sure.
And so we need to do that. And I think no one disagrees that we need an all of the above approach to securing the border. But what do we do with all those who are here illegally? You're saying document them, but never grant them the opportunity to have citizenship.
I didn't say never grant them the opportunity to have citizenship. I think that there needs to be a legal residency status so that people can pay taxes, play by the rules. I say without a path to citizenship immediately, because you can't just give blanket amnesty
No, I don't think
to
anyone
people
wants
right
to do
away.
that.
And no one wants to do that. But we do have to be careful with the citizenship because people have to prove themselves into the system. And I don't think you can say, well, people have to pay all these back taxes, because I'm not going to sit here and say that, because I don't believe that's realistic. But what I like to focus on are things we can control incrementally. And I believe that's one way to get that done.
Awesome. Well, it was great visiting with you.
Thank you.
Anything you want to add?
I just love Texas. I'm pro-life, and I don't think that life just begins and ends with Supreme Court cases about what a woman, can and cannot do. I think it begins there, and it carries over through the whole concept of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And we have to defend life in that way as well.
Well, I appreciate you, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, and go visit a whole bunch of people.
I sure will.
All right.